Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I'm your reader, Jay. This is going to be a very special birthday reading for Virgos. What's going on, Virgos? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, Virgo, off the top, happy birthday, guys. Welcome to your season. I'm bestowing it upon you. As a Leo, I'm passing the baton on to you. So I hope you guys have an amazing birthday whenever you're celebrating it during your birthday period. And I hope it's just an amazing day and you're surrounded by people who love you and know you and support you and care for you and all that good stuff. And I hope you have cake. I love cake and ice cream. That's like my favorite thing about birthdays, potentially. So if you have that going on in your life, if you're able to indulge in that, if you like that, I hope it's tasty. If it's not your bag, that's okay too. All right, Virgo. Apologies also at the top here, because obviously this is not August 23rd. This is not August 24th. This is August 25th. I'm recording this on the 25th and I will be uploading it on the 25th. So I apologize for missing the first 2 days of your guys' birthday. You know, I'm a human, guys. I have things that pop up in my life that need tending to. I have issues that need to be solved and given resolution to. And so that is essentially what happened with this weekend. So I apologize for you early, excuse me, you early celebrating Virgos, for missing your birthday. I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. Please forgive me. Please, please, please. Okay? But anyway, so here we are, guys. Welcome to your season. Welcome to your reading. Let's see what we're going to get for you today. If you're new to the channel, thank you for coming by. Please make sure that you're liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting, and doing all that fun stuff. If you've been to my channel before, welcome back. And if you haven't subscribed and done any of that fun stuff that I just mentioned for the newcomers, you are welcome to do it as well. All right, let's go ahead and get some messages for you guys. I've meditated off camera because that's what I do. And we're just going to get into it once we get reestablished here. So I want to see messages for Virgo during their birthday period, please, from August 23rd through September 22nd. I want to see messages for Virgo during their birthday period. One more, thank you. One more bridge. All right, let's do it. One more bridge. Perfect. Ooh, that's interesting. I never use that word perfect in that way, but that felt like right now. Do it now. So let's do it, all right? Let's see your messages. Oh, and of course, there's a timestamp in the box below. If you're not familiar with my channel, I put it down there. If you don't want to see me shuffle, if you don't like all this jibber-jabber in the beginning, the timestamp is down there for you guys, okay? This is hard to come by, yeah? Almost. It's like something is resistant here. Almost. There it goes. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do an oracle at the end for you guys. We don't do bottom of the decks for the birthday messages. And we just do this little construction here. Place the cards sort of in their areas. And then we flip. 1, 2. Oh, my nails haven't grown enough. 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Something like that. Something like that. Let's bring these down a little bit. There we go. So now everybody, it looks decent enough, right? Yeah, you can see it. Let's get into it. All right, Virgo. So I do this differently than I do my generals or other types of readings. So each particular card has a specific meaning and its position kind of is significant of something. So your first card coming in, you might as well consider this sort of like your past, what has predated this birthday period. So everything before August 23rd, this is familiar energy to you. This is something that's gone on recently. And it's bringing you in, like it's really informing your current state. So, and this is interesting because like it's kind of derailing. It's derailing what I normally say about it. This position, at least. The card itself is like derailing me. So your energy is derailed. Your energy is a little bit off kilter. It's off balance. It's not as clear and concise as it normally would be, or as you would like it to be. You're in a foggy state. By the way, obviously this is the moon card. I apologize, I didn't say that. This is the moon card, Major Arcana for Pisces, so you might be dealing with a Pisces, but you don't have to be. And you're aware of this energy. You're like so familiar with this. And the funny thing is, this is not a card that is necessarily, like I was just saying, clear and concise. The moon is full of mystery. The moon is full of secrets. The moon is full of uncertainty and being sort of awash in like a misty fog, and you kind of can't find your way out sometimes. So some of you, if not a good majority of you, are coming into your birthday period feeling off your game, feeling as if you're in the middle of a storm or the middle of a very dense fog or a very bleak and black night in the forest. And the only light you have is the moon. But if you're in dense forest and the moon is high up above, the trees cover that light. So it's almost as if you're in complete darkness, yeah? So there's unsure footing, there's unsure movement in your life right now, Virgo. You might be on the precipice, on the starting line of something new. Because the thing about the moon is, or the more quote-unquote positive aspects of the moon is, it allows you to be more intuitive. It allows you to move from a more instinctual place. It gives you time. It puts you in situations where you're able to reflect on who you are, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and really kind of analyze, but from a more spiritual or intuitive space, but really kind of focus on what's going on underneath the surface. That is more important than any of your everyday things. So some of you, this might manifest in the forms of like mild to almost severe depressions, or just having some melancholy feelings, some general, blues. I don't want to say down in the dumps, because I don't think it's like that, because I don't think Virgo, because you do have things to take care of in your everyday life, you're not going to allow whatever you feel inside to trump and take over and like remove you from your responsibilities and obligations, right? So coming in as a starting point for you, you're poised and you're at a point in your life, Virgo, where you're taking some type of inventory. It's not giving me full hermit card vibes. Hermit card would definitely be more inventory checklist. What's this? What's that? And like, it's a lot more direct. The moon is a lot more detached. It's a lot more ephemeral. It's very lilted. It's very billowy. Like this thing I'm doing with my fingers. Like it's there, but you can't really grasp it. So it's like gaseous, it's like you can't grip it. So mystery, secrets or secretive elements of you, that's it. The secretive part, maybe people or you are holding secrets, maybe, but I think it's more this detached thing. Like you can't even necessarily make heads or tails of it. And it's almost like maybe you're in like a fun house with mirrors, that kind of thing where you're not sure which image of you being reflected in the mirrors is the real image. So, you've seen like TV, maybe you have. Maybe you've seen TV shows or movies where, a person goes into a fun house, a mirror fun house, and like, they walk towards it and it's a mirror and they can't go through, and it's like, they lose their way. It's crazy in there. There's so many reflections, and maybe one of the reflections is laughing, a reflection is crying, a reflection is angry, and it's these different segmented parts of the person who's in the center, who's in the maze, right? So for you, Virgo, there's something here about not recognizing yourself or not recognizing different parts of yourself and really being in a disarray, sort of. And that would make sense also because the moon card does oversee the idea of illusions and delusions and not being able to have a clear sight on who you are or what's going on in the situation. But again, I think the key here that you have to take with you, the thing that's quote unquote helpful to you, is the intuitive thing. If you're in a fog and it's so thick and dense, or if you're in the forest and it's pitch black out there, you can't rely on your sight. You can't rely on your primary senses. You have to rely on that sixth sense, that primal instinctive sense, right? So I think that's what you would be encouraged to do with this first card, is you need to bring out of yourself, some type of instinct, some type of spiritual, otherworldly knowing sort of thing. And a lot of you don't necessarily know what that means, or you're not familiar with what that work would entail. I'm not here to tell you what that could mean. I could suggest things. Tarot might be one of them. Getting into mediumship or talking to a medium, if this has to do with the other side of things, the other side, right? You might want to get into medium work or mediumship or speak with a medium or a psychic, right? You could talk about meditation. You could talk about yoga. You could talk about just even studying different types of philosophy or religions, more Eastern traditions as opposed to Western. There's a ton of things you can do to enlighten and to kind of stir up that intuitive side of yourself. But it depends on what resonates with you. It depends on what really speaks to you. Tarot is just maybe a gateway, for lack of a better phrase, like a gateway drug for you. Like it might just be this introduction point, watching this video, watching other videos, I don't know, speaking or going to see an actual tarot reader in real life. Some of you might want to do this in the 3D. Go for it, do it. Order from me if you choose. But I think the key with this moon card coming in as your springboard point into this reading, or at least what you're bringing with you into this current moment, is a need to really tap into something deeper, subconscious, subterranean within you, not other people, not the situation at whole, within you as the individual. Okay. Your second card, for lack of, well, not even lack of, you might as well consider it sort of your present moment, kind of what is at the central point of this birthday period for you. Like, where will you be emotionally? Where will you be spiritually? Where will you be mentally and physically and all that good stuff? 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands. Now, this is also a position of like what will help you or what you need to overcome. And I think this is two things. I think this is helpful, and I think you need to overcome it. 9 of Wands, as you can kind of see, depicts this wounded warrior, this guy who's been on a battlefield, still in his armor, right? Still in his chain in his chain armor, right? And he's weakened. He's been hit. He's been hurt in some type of way, or he's just exhausted. So many of you are going to feel that way. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel beat up. You're going to feel as if the world has come crashing down on your shoulders, and you are about to give up the ghost. I feel that the helpful part is knowing that for you, Virgo, a lot of the hard work will be done. You're coming to the end of something, many of you. This 9 predates. It comes before that 10 of Wands, right? When we get into 9, 10 areas of the minor arcanas, we're beginning to unload something. Something is about to be alleviated from our lives. We're about to be freed from something. Whether that's good or bad, that's up to you. So you're coming to this breaking point. You're coming to the end of a cycle. You're coming to the end of some type of burden or some type of hardship, yeah? So that is the helpful part, knowing that much of the hard work is behind you, Virgo, okay? Now, what you need to overcome is what can also be associated with the 9 of Wands is staying on this battlefield. The thing about the wounded warrior, he's a noble warrior, right? He's injured. In many cases, not all, in many cases, when you're injured in war and you can be pulled off the field while you're still living, they will take you out. Go to medical, go to the hospital. You're no longer in fighting shape. Get out of here. You've been wounded. Leave. And not in a bad way, not in a rejective, but like for your protection, for the sake of the battle we're in, for the sake of the war that we're fighting, you have to leave. Because, you're injured and you're not as viable as someone who's healthy, right? Now, of course, in that same scenario, we get all those stories about Purple Heart soldiers and people who have served above and beyond, even when they've been injured, even when they were hit with, shrapnel or, struck with bullets or stabbed or captured and things like this, right? They become heroic because they keep fighting despite this very, very injured or very, just like not viable or not as viable position that they're in. So that works both for you and against you, Virgo, if you want to think of it that way. It's one thing to be injured and fight the good fight. That's very noble. It's very brave if we're talking about real war. But let's take it away from that and bring it back to, because not all Virgos are going to be fighting a war, like a literal battle, right? So if you continue to fight, sure, that can be noble, that can be brave, that can show your integrity or show that you are willing to put in hard work, or you're willing to, you know, not take no for an answer. Sometimes that's great to not take no for an answer, to be tenacious, right? Other times it's too much and you lose a part of yourself, or you do end up losing your dignity because you choose not to call it a night, or you choose not to put an end to something. I think most Virgos are going to come to this realization that something is coming to an end, and you will have to put down your sword, or in this case your wands, right? You will have to lay down your arms and either walk away in defeat, walk away with a truce or a draw, walk away the victor, or just walk away because there was never a fight to fight in the first place. There's something here where I think it'll go either way. Either some of you think the fight is worth fighting, but you'll have to give it up and you'll be reluctant, or some of you are giving it up even though you still want to fight. It's going to go either way, right? And in your present moment, you know, the thing that now that I'm looking at this card, finally, because I've been looking across at this plant in my room here, you know, this guy's on fertile ground. You know, look how green that grass is, even though he's on a battlefield, right? It's not like all muddied and dirty or anything like that. It's fertile ground. And the sky is kind of, you know, that purple mauve kind of color. But then there's like a lightning bolt in the back, right? Is that lightning or is that still clouds? It could be lightning, but maybe it's more clouds. But there's just something here that's giving me this vibe that somewhere else, Virgo, down the line, in the future, in a different place, in a different time, this man will fight again, and he will still remain a noble warrior. That green grass supports him. It's not dead grass, it's not dead ground, it's fertile, right? And in the background, there's darkness and light, but the horizon is there. The vista, or excuse me, the potential for a new battleground is out there. Not to say you want to jump from one fight to another. No, it's just to say that progressively, as time moves on, as we perceive it most times as being a linear thing of past, present, future, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you know, the first, the second, the third, the fifth, the fourth, you know, and so on. That's how we perceive time, is going in this linear way. So, removing any type of theory or philosophy of what time I believe actually is cyclical, right? As you move forward every day, every hour, every minute, every second that progresses on the clock, every moment that moves you further down this perceived line of linear time, you will get to a better healing. You will get to that newer place where you will have new ground to fight on if you choose to. I don't think that you need to, and I don't think that you're going from one fight to another. You're tired, you're exhausted, you're going to need a break. And like I said, that 9 is building up to a 10, and the 10 will then reinvent itself and turn over into a 1. So you're going to end a cycle. So that's the piece that I think you can take with you, is that you might feel like this is the worst. Excuse me. You might feel like you're at the bottom of the bottom. Okay? But what happens when we're at the bottom? We have to rise again to the top. We pull ourselves up out of that hole, dig ourselves up out of that rut, you know, pull ourselves up again and again and again. We do that through life, yeah? That's why, you know, time is not linear, it's a cycle, right? But anyway, I don't want you to be daunted with these two cards here. I don't want you to be daunted with that. I feel some of you are hearing this, and I mean, for a birthday message, it's not quote unquote the most positive thus far, but I feel that this is meant to be informative. This is meant to kind of highlight that something is wrong, something is askew, and your attentiveness perhaps to what you thought was the problem. There we go. What you thought was the problem, what you thought the battle was, what you thought. You have been maybe potentially fighting the wrong battle, Virgo. You have been engaging in the wrong situation. You've been engaging with the wrong people. You've been approaching a situation in a not helpful way towards yourself. This is all to do with the self. Who cares about other people? If it's helpful to them, if it benefits them, screw them. I'm talking to you. For your own sake, for your own state of being, state of mind, health and wellness, things have just been not correct. You've been fighting a fight that you did not need to fight. You've been pushing towards something that you don't need to push towards, or you've been withholding something that you don't need to withhold. Whatever is here in the moon, it's very Mercury, it's very mysterious. I don't really know, but maybe you'll be able to figure it out. And you've been really hard hitting or standing your ground and really anchored in on something that is not for you. It's not helpful to you. It's not healthy for you. It's not enriching you. It's not giving you enlightenment and peace and happiness and love and all the things that you want in life. So you have to let it go, or let it naturally come to a culmination point if you're resistant to letting go. Regardless, it will be done. And I think it's for the best, even if your pride, even if your integrity, even if your warrior spirit says, I should keep going. Some of you are like, hell no, I'm done fighting. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to be engaged in this anymore. So that's music to your ears. Others of you, you have a strong resistance and you want to hold on. You know, that's your choice. You can do what you want, yeah? Now your third position, if you haven't noticed, past, present, future, right? What's coming towards you as you come out of your birthday period? What can you expect? What's coming in that's going to kind of pull you forward, that's going to guide you out of whatever you're dealing with, or go with you and act as sort of a support system, or not a support system, but something that's helpful for you as you move forward, yeah? It's what you could look forward to. Strength card, major arcana card for Leo. So some of you might be dealing with a Leo. You have a Leo in your life who's significant, but you don't have to. It's even though it's specifically for Virgo, it's still a very general reading, right? So a strength card. Oh, wow. Okay. So look, they're drawing me definitely to like the orientation of the woman and the lion, right? Because if I put them down on the board here, this person is coming. So I do feel in many of your cases, not all, but in many of your cases, this is an external person and they're coming to you. So you might have someone coming and visiting you on your birthday, for your birthday. You might have people who are taking you out for your birthday. You might just have a vacation and you meet someone. You know, you could be doing, you know, Stella Gets Her Groove Back minus Whoopi Goldberg, and you could be going down to Jamaica by your damn self, and you meet a young, nice, handsome boy or girl, whatever you're into, and this person just comes to you. So in many of your cases, this is an external person. They come to you, they're strong, they're vibrant, they've got amazing hair, because look at the hair on the woman and the lion. Well-conditioned hair, okay? Not anything too raspy. It's like, you know, they look good. They're presentable, but they're also kind of a force. They're this entity that is unmistakable. And they might not be the biggest or loudest person in a room. It has nothing to do with that. It's not about being bombastic or anything like that. It's about, you know, if you're into it, like their auras or their spirit, it just like enters the room and it's big, it fills the room, their energy. And they love you, romantic or otherwise. They love you. This person is a very loving person. They are, you know, full-hearted, yeah? Many of you, you know this person. So that, like a friend, maybe a friend of a friend, you might know. Oh my God, with the damn focusing. I thought I fixed that. Anyway, oh, that's gonna bother me. I just now noticed that. Son of a bitch. Sorry guys. Anyway, so some of you know this person, but you don't know them, right? Like a friend of a friend, an acquaintance, you know, somebody that maybe you see here and there at the gym or here and there at that dance class that you go to, whatever it is. In some cases, it could be a romantic connection, like maybe 10, 15% of you, maybe a little bit more. But I feel mostly this is like a friendship thing, like a deep friendship that either is already established or that will be established soon thereafter your birthday period, right? This person is strong. They take care of themselves as best they can. I don't think like they're walking on water, like they're not perfect. Nobody in this damn world is perfect, right? But they have something in them that they can teach you or that they can demonstrate to you, and you can take that up on your own account. So even if they're not here in saying in plain words to you, Virgo, I'm here to teach you, I'm here to guide you, I'm here to show you a different way of doing something, you will be able to observe them and say, oh, let me borrow that from this person's playbook. Let me go ahead and take notes on what they do when this happens, because they, in some ways, inspire you. They, in some ways, are really like you admire them. In other cases, you already know this person like really well. Oh, I just noticed, like, look at the universe back there, the starscape. Yeah, this person, like I mentioned it back here, I think, with the moon, right? Some of you, this is like a medium. This is like what we call like a light worker, or somebody who is in, quote unquote, the community, right? The spiritual community. So this person could just be a yoga instructor, or they really could be a medium. They really could be a psychic. And they might not even know they are, you know? That's also, or a healer is another one, like a healer. So like a physical therapist, maybe. You know, maybe some of you are having like physical ailments with that Nine of Wands, and you need to, you know, get into physical therapy, or you know, just go get a massage. You know, you get yourself a little massage package off of Groupon, like 3 massages for like $150. I'm there, you know? And this person just puts their hands on you, not in a sexual way, but in a legit healing way. Reiki, massage, whatever. This person has a lot of good light energy to give to you. All you have to do is find them, or cross their path, or make a date with them. You know, this could be your friend who's saying, hey, I want to take you out for your birthday. And you're like in this, I don't know, energy. You're very tired. You're very exhausted. You're continuing to fight something. You're continuing to fight. You don't even know. You're out there swinging in the dark, swinging in the mist. You don't even know what you're fighting. And this person is calling to you saying, hey, let's go do this. And you're like a little resistant. So if this person makes effort to come and be with you and show you a good time, or offers to take you somewhere and pamper you, or treat you like a good friend, or treat you in whatever relation you are. This could be your brother, your sister. This could be your lover. I don't care who it is. Take them up on the offer. And I've said this person a lot. If this isn't any, I feel like in most of your cases, this is somebody. Again, does not have to be a Leo, but they have this very big quality to them. Their spirit is huge. Their heart is huge. Yeah? If it's not a person, is there any message if this is not a person outside of Virgo? If they're not a person in this physical world, they're a person somewhere else. All right, if you're into that, if you resonate with that, this is someone in a spiritual sense who's connected to you, okay? This person may have passed over. This person could be in another dimension, if you believe in that, on another planet, in another galaxy, whatever you believe in. This is a very external energy to you. Your energy is so insular right now, Virgo. Your energy is so withdrawn, internal, that I can't really, to be fair, I really can't see how this is you coming to some type of self-epiphany without anybody else's influence. Okay, so maybe that's it. Maybe you see this person, maybe you're just like at home, crying on your couch, watching Netflix, binging whatever, and you start watching a documentary on whatever topic, and maybe somebody in the documentary is that person. You don't see them physically, you don't know them, but just witnessing them might spur that energy in you. Maybe. That's a very specific example, just to illustrate that maybe it's not somebody you meet in this 3D space, maybe it's somebody who's not on a different planet somewhere or whatever, but it's still external to you. I don't think that this is just innately inside of you. I think that this spark from this person, from this energy, comes outside of you and then filters back into you. You take it in, okay? 4th position. Ah, boy, you're having quite a reading, huh? Your 4th, excuse me, your 4th card, you might as well think of it sort of as what you've asked for. Is kind of like a gift or a present. What comes into your life that's meant to sort of work with you and kind of reward you down the line. What's going to help either alleviate or complement what has happened in the base. So the first part of that, this fourth card, is the Four of Cups. So if you're familiar with tarot, you're like, I didn't ask for that. And I'm like, oh, well, did you not? And that's not a knock. I don't mean to be, kind of rude to you or anything like that. But the Four of Cups is like this apathetic energy. You see this guy sitting under a tree. He's got 3 cups surrounding him. A 4th cup is being handed to him by the universe, by God, by his angel, his guides, whoever, whatever, right? And he's really like just despondent about it. He's being offered a chance to, maybe not a chance, but he's being offered something that might alleviate how he feels, how listless he feels, how uninspired he feels, how disconnected he feels, right? And it's not being taken up. This offer it falls on deaf ears. The offer is rejected. The offer is ignored. The offer is not even recognized. Like, some of you are maybe getting hit in the face with synchronicities and signs from your angels, from your guides, from whoever, and you're just like, huh? I don't see it. I don't see it. So sometimes it's a matter of perspective. How that's helpful, or what you're meant to take from it, is recognizing, again, I think a lot of your reading is to do with recognition, Virgo. Recognizing that you are this person under the tree, maybe daydreaming, maybe reflecting on your life, maybe considering the past, the present, the future, the whole damn thing. And you're not necessarily acting on anything. This is a very passive energy, right? So that's helpful in that the 4s can be contemplative energies, or points where we kind of take stock of things. We have a potential to have balance, yeah? And when you have balance, that gives you a moment of clarity, right? 4 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands. All of those have potentials to give you the moment, like a little tea break, like a little timeout, like that time in between, like a boxing match. What is that, like 30 seconds, a minute, where the trainer goes over, squirts water into the boxer's mouth and cleans up his cuts, and gives him like a quick little massage, a little pep talk. Like, that is what is potentially helpful to you here, is recognizing, I haven't done much with what I have around me, those 3 cups that are already on the ground, right? And there's a 4th potential cup that maybe you recognize, maybe you don't. But knowing that there's something else that you are desiring, and kind of reflecting on it. Am I desiring money? In the case of Cups, am I desiring love and relationships? Am I desiring a particular love or relationship? Am I desiring, travel? Am I desiring taking a break? What am I truly desiring? And this is that moment where we sit and we contemplate. I know something is off with me. I know I'm not as happy as I am supposed to be with my 3 cups already on the ground at my feet. I have free access to these cups, right? But there's still this feeling of maybe there's more, or maybe I'm missing something, or I know I'm missing something, and the things that are coming to me, I don't want them. Why don't I want what's coming to me? Because sometimes you do recognize what that 4th cup is. You do recognize what's being extended to you, and you don't want it. So that is helpful in that it gives you perspective. You have the time, the foresight, or the consciousness to really recognize something ain't right here. What can I do to fix it? Or why am I not fixing it? Or how come this has been offered to me and I took it? Maybe you did take the cup. You're looking at the 4th cup, you're analyzing it, you're interacting with it, you're drinking from it, and it's not doing what you want. So again, just to give an example, because this is for everybody. This is not one of those, I can't find the line, I can't find the realm of your life. All right, Virgo, I apologize about that. I suck at cleaning storage out of my camera. It is I just cannot remember to do it. Anyway, so 4 cups in this romantic sense, just to illustrate the point, right? It doesn't have to be specifically in your life. Apply it to other areas and try and piece it in if it resonates, right? But you're out there, you have friends, family that support you. Those are your 3 cups. You have got a great best friend, you're close with your mom and your dad and all this other good stuff, right? Or you just have other relationships that fulfill you. The one that's missing is this romantic love, this paramour, this somebody special, right? And you're out there, you're dating, you're going on blind dates, you're being set up and all that good stuff, and it's just not working. Maybe you're like calling up exes to see if they've changed. They haven't. They're still douchebags, so you throw them back in the closet or whatever. And that gives you the time and the perspective, Virgo, to really sit there and analyze, how come I want, number one, why do I want a romantic relationship? Why do I want a partner? Is that because of conditions of society? Is that because of expectations of my family? Is that because of something that I innately feel, that I feel that I should be? Maybe you're like single and you're 38 years old and you're like, I'm never getting married, and that kind of bums you out. Why does it bum you out? Is that truly a concern of yours? Or rather, where's the root of that concern? Why does it leave you feeling so empty, knowing that you've been trying to date for the past year or so, or even more, and nothing has hit? No connection has come across to you. You haven't found, quote unquote, the one. Whatever your reason of feeling like I don't have what I want, you have to really dig deep. Now, the significance of the 4th and the 5th position, you'll see, is that they're connected to the cards below. So that 4 of Cups connects to your Moon and your Knight of Wands. This trio right here, 1, 2, 3, is everything you've been dealing with previous to your birthday period. Whether that's just a month or so ago, or this has been the last 20 years of your life. I don't know. But this culminates into what has been going on, what has been informing my experience in life up until this birthday period in August, September 2019. All of this, for however long that kind of, you can pinpoint that, yeah? Your 5th position is, again, similar to your 4th. It's coming to you. It acts as what you have asked for, what is here to kind of compliment you, or again, sort of react to the cards in your base. The other thing that I say about them is like their presents, their gifts, right? If this is the base of your cake, if you didn't know, this is like supposed to be sort of like a cake shape. This is the bottom tier, right? This is the icing on your cake, or the presents. These are the things that are being given to you, right? Now, you have the World card, Major Arcana, World, which is ruled by Capricorn, but also often associated with the fixed signs, so Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So any of those signs might be significant to you, or none at all. It does not matter. The bigger point here, Virgo, is the World talks about endings. Let's put the period at the end of that sentence. Let's turn the page on that chapter. Let's close the back cover on that book. Something is being wrapped up. You are being guided to a new phase or stage of your life through the natural progression of time. Capricorn and Saturn, those are associated also with Chronos, right? So the god of time and the god of progression and life lessons, yeah? So the gift that's being given to you is the perspective to see from a bigger scale what is ending in your life, why it is ending, when it is ending, what does it mean in the totality of your experience thus far, right? The World can also talk about travel, can also talk about new horizons, getting out and meeting new people, totally changing your location, moving to a different place, getting a new job, going on adventures, taking up new hobbies, right? It's the simultaneous end of something as well as the beginning of the next thing, okay? So as a gift, you're about to be springboarded. I don't know necessarily at some great speed or like with such, swift impact. I don't think temporally you're going to feel like you're being shot out of a cannon. I don't get like instantaneous boom change or boom shifting into a different stage of your life. But it's a natural progression, the same way that you can count the minutes on a clock, that you can count the days peeling off on a calendar or the months peel off on a year. It's like that. It's incremental. It's in a succession. And it is the natural progress of your life, Virgo. Some of you, like I said, these cards touch the ones below, right? So this World is touching that wounded warrior where you're holding on, where you're continuing to fight a fight that you don't need to fight, where you're continuing to stand ground that doesn't need to be stood on anymore. It's fertile enough to support you to move on. this ground. It's not where you need to stay and preserve yourself. You need to release. Yeah. And like I said earlier, many of you are resistant to releasing. Maybe because it's what you've always known. Maybe, you know, you've only ever lived in your hometown or in your own home country. You've only ever had one serious relationship in your life. And now that has ended, maybe some of you married early. You married in your early 20s. Now you're mid 30s and you're single. You're divorced or something like that. And it's never been just you. So that's so fucking strange and unusual and just uncomfortable, right? But that brings you to this precipice. That brings you to this whole new world, this whole new experience. And again, it touches everything below. So it also touches the strength card. Look at that. Yes. Again, look at the orientation of these two figures. Pointed towards the main bulk of this reading. Those three cards where I told you that's basically what you're pulling in to the reading before. These two cards are meeting you. And they're majors. Beautiful. Major arcanas are meeting you. So very significant shifts. Very significant opening of doors. Opening up to new experiences. Opening up, like I said, that strength card is probably an external person. Opening up to new. And I feel you might be afraid. I feel you might be discouraged. You might be looking at, again, just to illustrate the point, you might be looking at this dating app situation that you've been on and trying to make connections and it's not working. So you're just like trying to scrap the whole thing. There's something about being discouraged based on what you have seen in your physical reality recently. These two cards are super expansive, have a bigger macro view, a bird's eye view of your situation. And from a bird's eye view, you can see the ground. You can see the trajectory. You can see the pathway to walk. This is very open and guiding you towards a bigger, happier place. But you have to be open to it. So again, the world is touching that resistance, touching that Nine of Wands. So again, you might see a vacation package. You know, Stella got her groove back. Or just to see the world. Maybe you're like, you know, I'm done with trying to find love. I'm going to go, you know, find love within myself. So you're like, I'm just going to go travel to a certain country or travel to a certain place that I've always wanted to go. No expectations. No expectations. You click book the flight. You click book the hotel or the Airbnb, whatever you're doing, and you just go. And you meet people, regardless of whether it's romantic or not, but you meet people or a person who opens you up. This is very closed. Moon, Nine of Wands, and that Four of Cups, closed down. The sign on the storefront, closed for businesses, closed. Operating hours, closed, right? This is very open. I don't know how that resonates with you. I don't know what the opportunity is that might come to you. Because again, this is online with opportunity. This is online with offer. So again, it might not be about travel the world. Like I said earlier, travel to the damn spa. That package, that massage package that comes up in your junk email from Groupon. Okay, here's 5 massages for $200. And you're like, do I want that? Book it. Book it. If you can afford it, book it. It's an innocuous offer. It seems harmless, or it just comes up in your junk email. It comes up on your phone's notifications, and you're just like normally dismissing it, normally like getting rid of it. Look at it. Take the offer. Meet the person that is going to help heal you. Meet the person who's going to give you that new insight. The package on Groupon could be for freaking tarot readings. Whatever. Take the offer. Now, your 6th card, again, going back to this whole very abstract image of this being a cake. What comes at the top of a cake, Virgo? A candle. What do you do with a candle? You make a wish. This is what you wished for, whether you know it or not. You are either consciously wishing for this or subconsciously in your other subconscious space or 5D, 4D space, right? The devil. Now, this comes from the universe. These gifts here usually manifest in your 3D life, right? The Groupon notification, your friend calling you up and saying, hey, let's go down to Jamaica and find Tay Diggs circa 1990, whatever that movie was, right? These usually come and you can see them in the real life. This comes and you don't recognize, well, not that you don't recognize it, it just comes sort of unexpectedly or comes out of nowhere, yeah? Or it is, not comes out of nowhere as in a surprise, but it comes out of nowhere, meaning you're not, again, aware that you even wish for it, okay? So Devil card, Major Arcana for Capricorn. Some of you might be dealing with a Capricorn. You have it twice. Their secondary is here as well as their primary Major Arcana, okay? So you've wished for the Devil. Now, a lot of you are like, what? If you're unfamiliar with tarot, you're like, huh? Why would I wish for that? That looks daunting. That looks crazy. That looks, oh, wrong. Here's the thing. All tarot have light and dark sides to it. You know, positives and negatives. Put quotes on all those words because whatever. I'm not going to explain that. Anyway, so I think you have wished for freedom. You know, because that's a part of what the Devil challenges you to find. Your own freedom. Your own autonomy. Your own ability to be independent and think for yourself and act in your own accord. The Devil does represent control, manipulation, yeah? Feelings of power and powerlessness. Who has power, who has control, and who does not. And not being able to recognize, as you can see with this figure, not being able, God, I hate you, you focus. Not being able to recognize who is in control. Who has the power, yeah? This figure is blinded. In the traditional tarot, you will see a very demonic figure or like a beast and like two people with chains on. But the chains are so loose, they could pull them up from all over top of their heads. They could simply release themselves. But the perception that they have adhered to is they don't have control, the two human figures on that card. They believe that they have no chance to make up their own mind, to move themselves out of bondage. Virgo, you have wished for the ability to recognize your own power, your own ability to be free. That's a big one. This is big, yeah? But it makes sense because, again, it connects to everything below it, right? So it connects with that Four of Cups where you've been listless and apathetic. It then pours back down to that Moon card, which is shrouded in mystery, shrouded in darkness, in mist, and you just can't make heads or tails of anything. When you get to the Devil, look at it. The Moon, and then this in fuego, right? This fiery pit. The light is there. It might not, and it's hot, right? So it's going to be difficult to reconcile with what you come to realize, what you come to experience, what you come to understand about yourself. But it now is from a more enlightened, or at least not enlightened, because I don't think the Devil is about enlightenment, but it's from a more informed place. Still a little tricky, because again, the perspective is I don't feel powerful. I don't feel like I'm in control, but you really are. Virgo, are you a human? Virgo, are you an individual? Then that answers the question. Yes, you are powerful. You have control. But you're sitting there thinking, well, I have kids. Or I have a job. I have this, I have that. Those things hold power over me. No, they don't. I'm not saying run off and abandon your responsibilities and obligations. What I'm saying is something in you always, and this is sort of a Virgo archetype, pushes other people and other situations and other things external to yourself to the forefront. A lot of times, Virgo, you can not take a back seat, but you take a side position. You take a side position. Not all of you will be like that, obviously. Some of you are very autonomous. Some of you are very much independent. But in your independence, you still don't feel free for some reason. You want freedom, you will get freedom. And again, remember, it's attached to all the cards below it. So, you want freedom, how do you get it? World strength. All major arcanas, look at that. All major arcanas, okay? Travel, maybe. Open to new things, definitely. Definitely be open to new things. Closing out old chapters of your life, putting the end to things that don't serve you, that have gone on, that have run their course, definitely. Freedom, or meeting someone who has a free spirit, meeting someone who's very full of spirit, full of life, full of vigor, full of heart, somebody who embraces, because this strength card is about embracing adversity or being willing and able to face adversity. Not to say that's not in you in some way, but this person, this external energy will remind you of that, will wake that up in you if it's been laying dormant for 15 years. Okay, beautiful. Wow. And that's interesting, because they were like, shut up. And I was like, okay, fine. So let's get you an oracle card. We've got some decks to choose from. So which one are we going to choose today? Let's find out. Okay, it took a minute. I was just like, whew, because we were between two decks, but let's see. So it's going to be the goddess. It's going to be the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. And we're going to set that there. And we're going to get an oracle for you. I want to see an oracle card for Virgo during their birthday period, please. An oracle card for Virgo's birthday period, please. Oracle message for Virgo today, please. What do they need to know during this period of their life? Okay. Right on the cover. Dana, High Priestess. Hey. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. Interesting. And we will read from the book because I don't use these cards nearly often enough to know any meaning from the back of from my head. All right. Message from Dana. And maybe some of you know a person named Dana. Your wisdom extends back into the far reaches of ancient time. You've brought this knowledge forward into your present incarnation to be a way shower so that others may benefit from your experiences. Don't delay in expressing this wisdom. I will assist you in manifesting platforms for your spiritual teaching, whether it's through teaching by example or through writing or speaking. All forms of teaching are equally valuable, so no matter how many lives you touch. I don't know how I got to that. Oh, Donna. That's how you say it. Not Dana. Donna. My bad. Other meanings of this card. Lead workshops, write books or articles, look for opportunities to teach, be a role model for peace, honor your divinity, know that you are a leader. So I think that plugs into here, the moon, Four of Cups, and the Strength card. I think for some of you, you might go and get in touch with that Strength card person who may be a teacher already, who may be a part of this esoteric spiritual community already, and they might encourage you, hey, you would be good at this, Virgo. You know, it could simply be even the yoga instructor at a local studio in your town, in your city. Oh, you know, you could say to your teacher, you know, I'm going through something, and, you know, I'm kind of looking for things to get involved in and do, and they might compliment you. You know, your form is great, and your breath work was great, and, you know, you have a good spirit. Maybe you could teach a couple of classes, and you're like, I don't know, I've never done that. And they're like, try it. You know, it's something that I feel this person might encourage you to get into this space of being a teacher, being maybe in touch with writing and creating something of substance in this world. You are definitely calling out for it between the Moon card and the Four of Cups, finding purpose, you know, from this integral part of yourself, this very, it's coming across as like natural and like a goddess, you know. And if you're a male and watching this, and there's been like this whole talk of spirituality, and you're like, I don't know, it's just like you came here for a reason, guy. So don't be daunted that this is a female, and we may have had a lot of female energy kind of perpetrating through the reading. Everybody has male and female masculine and feminine dynamics within them. So I hope nobody here is discouraged because this is the High Priestess and we're talking about things that are quote unquote more feminine, right? And maybe some of you have been closed off to that. Maybe some of you have been closed off to the more feminine sides of yourself, regardless of what your gender is. And this this oracle card is encouraging you to kind of get into those dimensions, yeah? All right, Virgo, that is your reading for your birthday period. I hope that you liked it. If you did, there's a like button down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. You can leave a comment on the video letting me know how this resonated in your life. You guys know I like to read that stuff. Of course, you can share this across your social media platforms. And again, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and become a subscriber. Only if you want to, though. There's no pressure, guys. All right, Virgo, I'm going to be back soon to do your September reading, your mid-September reading, and I will be doing a live somewhere in that middle period of September. I come on live. I'll do readings specifically for Virgo, so make sure you're there. You can ask me a question. I'll throw some cards. I'll give you an answer. And I'm actually going to set a premiere date for that. I'm going to figure out how to do that with the YouTube, interface. And so be on the lookout for all those things. And you know how you don't even have to worry about that? Is if you're already subscribed. It'll just come up in your notifications and you don't have to worry about, checking into YouTube every day, right? So be on the lookout for those upcoming videos, guys. As for this specific birthday message, I will see you again in 2020. So until then, guys, I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video today. Take care. Bye.